Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to We Need to Talk, the show where we look at football on the internet over the past 7 days. Do we even do that anymore? I can't remember. But anyway, welcome. It is me this week. Joe Tomlinson is living up in Lanzarote. So I've stepped up to the plate, and obviously the transfer window is wide open. We're seeing rumours happening all the time. But I want to talk about all the done deals. So we've brought back the beautiful tier list, and we're going to be ranking them and seeing which ones are the very best and the creme de la creme, and which ones are dog shit. As you can see, we've got S tier being the absolute best. I actually have no idea what S means. Supreme, maybe? Spectacular. A, B, C, and D being the very, very worst. We've got mainly all confirmed signings. I've done a few others as well that are basically all but done, unless something drastically changed. So you'll see who they are as well. And also it's a bit more fun rather than talking about a move that was done, say, 6 weeks ago. I'm going to try and keep this one as well under 20 minutes. I say that every time, and it always hits around the 30 mark. So let's try and do this. Let's get straight on with it and kick this off. Kicking it off, we're starting with a Tottenham Hotspur signing. They have made plenty, but the one I want to talk about is Bissouma. What a deal they got there. A fantastic player. Obviously, he's been rumoured many a times about being someone that a few clubs could have picked up. He had 1 year left on his deal, which is why the transfer fee was so low, only £25 million. I think it does go to about 35 with add-ons or something like that, but still ridiculous fee. I think he can go straight into A, to be honest. He might get moved up to S tier, depending on where other people go, and so that could change. But for now, he is at A. We head over to Dortmund for the next one, and we're going to be talking about Adeyemi, who has moved over to Borussia Dortmund. I like the move. He's a guy who's obviously very, very talented, had a fantastic year last year. He started getting in with the national team as well now. I think overall it's a strong move. And obviously replacing Erling Haaland is never going to be easy. I think Dortmund have done quite a smart thing here in banking on someone that could potentially be great as well, like they normally do. And also banking on another striker, a more experienced striker who we'll get onto in time. And so with Adeyemi, I think I'm not going to put him in an A move because we don't know yet what he's going to be like in a team for Borussia Dortmund. And obviously Borussia Dortmund do create a lot of chances, like the difference between when Erling Haaland is in the side and not in the side. Dortmund are still making those chances, so he'll have the opportunities. He's at a great place to thrive, so I think overall it's a good move. I'm just not going to put him in A yet because we've not quite seen. No, I'm putting him in B. I'm putting him in B. Otherwise, everyone's just going to start going in A. On to the third one now, and this is the first of a few players that it's not a done move yet. It's not completed. It's not been here we go yet. No official photos, none of that stuff. But it's Lisandro Martinez. It's very, very close to being done, and I thought it makes the video a bit more interesting. Obviously, being linked to Manchester United, very close to joining Manchester United, linking back up with Erik ten Hag. We've spoken about the transfer a few times now over the past couple of weeks. I really like it. I think he adds a lot of cover for certain positions in being a left-back, a centre-back, and also a DM. We've spoken for years now about United needing this person to play DM, which is what I think he probably should be playing, though there are rumours that he'll be playing centre-back, which is a weird one considering obviously they've got Harry Maguire, they've got Varane, they've got Bailly, they've got Lindelof. The list just goes on, to be honest. But I like the move. I'm not going to say it's an A level with Bissouma, but I don't think it's C. I think it's a really decent move if the fee is quite nice, because obviously Arsenal were linked to him as well, and then they got priced out of the move. And so, yeah, I'll go B. I'm quite worried no one's going to be going into D, but for now, Martinez, B. So this is the person that I mentioned earlier when I was talking about Adeyemi, Seb Allar. I think it's a strong move. I like the idea that Dortmund haven't just banked on the youngster that is Adeyemi, because it's a lot of pressure to put on him. And Seb Allar had a great season last year. Obviously winning the league, he broke the record. He broke Haaland's record actually of reaching 10 goals in the Champions League the quickest. He's now the record holder for that. And so they went, why not buy the person that broke that record? 36 million euros as well was the price that they got him for, which is a decent price. It's not astronomical. Like, that's pretty good to get for a striker. Again, I think probably a B. Like, I think it's too harsh to be putting him in a C after the season that he had. He's obviously not Basuma levels, but he's solid. Like, it's a good signing. It's someone that I think will help Dortmund next season, and he can share the workload with Adeyemi and a few of the other guys at Dortmund. So there's no full-on pressure for him. The price tag isn't too high. I expect him to do pretty well. I don't think he'll be getting Haaland numbers, but I think he'll be all right. Over to Aston Villa now, and we're going to be talking about Diego Carlos, which is a fun signing, this one. We've spoken a while about how we've always felt that Aston Villa could do better defensively. They've obviously bought midfielders, getting Kamara in on a free. He's not in this tier list. Would be actually probably going in S tier, if I'm being quite honest. At least A anyway. But for Diego Carlos, like, it's a good centre-back signing. 29 years old, so he's a more experienced guy. Maybe that's what they need. Obviously, he's not going to be maybe replacing Tyrone Mings just yet, because of Ezri Konsa got injured, and so he'll be him and Tyrone Mings, you assume, unless House will be playing, or they go to a 3 at the back, and that way he'll be playing. But I like it. I think it's a decent fee, 26 million, especially considering I think Newcastle had a bid rejected of like nearly 40 in January. They've done very well to get him. Carlos obviously did not have much time left on his contract, so it's understandable why the fee was a lot less. No one's going to be going into C, are they, man? Like, it's not an A. It's not an A. It's a B. Like, it's a good transfer, and it's an improvement on what they've already got, which overall is how transfers work. So I think we might have our first C with our next person. Bergwijn going to Ajax. Like, overall, I like the move. Like, I think it's time for him to get that fresh start. Hasn't worked out at Spurs. There were some nice moments, obviously scoring last-minute winner, and all of that stuff. But overall, the move at Spurs did not work. So I think it was right for a new change. Overall, I think both clubs will be happy with the move, Ajax and also Spurs. Like, realistically, I should probably put this in B, but no one's in C at the moment, and like, the move doesn't necessarily excite me. Like, I hope it works out for him, but for a player that was actually really exciting when he moved over to Spurs, it hasn't gone that well. And I know the tier list isn't about how their career's been so far, and more about the transfer. But I just don't really, I'm not that bothered by it, if you know what I mean. And no one else is going in C at the moment, so I feel like it just has to happen. Over to Bayern München, who have signed Sadio Mane. This came as a bit of a shock in the end. I think we always felt like one of the front three, of the classic front three for Liverpool, was going to be leaving. Was it going to be Firmino? Was it going to be Salah? Was it going to be Sadio Mane? Salah signed a new contract. Mane left to Bayern Munich for £25 million. I think it does, or £27.5 million. Rising to like 35, which is, even if it rises to the maximum amount, that's a really good deal. I think we sometimes get a little bit caught up on the second a player hits 30, which Mane is now, and thinking, well, that's it. Now the decline happens. Whereas Mane, even though he had a down year last year, joining the Bundesliga and joining Bayern Munich of those teams is going to probably just double what he was doing last year. The league's going to help him out, and obviously the Champions League is something that Bayern Munich will be trying to go very far in, and Mane's very experienced in that. He was in the final. He's made several finals now. He's won the competition. And so I like the move. I really do. Bayern Munich obviously are still dealing with the Lewandowski situation, and so whether he does leave, there is the opportunity for Mane as well to play through the middle. It's a very strong move. And I'm going to put it in A. S tier, I don't know yet what's going in there, so could possibly move eventually, but I think A is really good. I think everyone's quite happy. Liverpool fans are happy with the move. Bayern fans are happy with the move. Overall, A. Over to East London, and we're going to be talking about West Ham now, who have signed Arad from France. Now, I like this signing. I do like this signing. A 30 million quid. He's 26 years old. Like, it's a really good age. He's just going to be entering his prime soon. He's a left-footed centre-back. And he fits that side pretty well. I think West Ham last season, you saw them needing a centre-back. Obviously, with the injuries that happened, their defence are ageing, especially with the likes of Dawson there as well, who last season was fantastic. I mean, I watched him play against Chelsea and was ridiculous. But it's not about Dawson, it's about Arad. Again, like, it feels like a B. Like, it's not an A. Because Basuma and Mane were like ridiculous signings. Like, Arad it's a good signing and someone who can turn out to be maybe great. But West Ham needed more cover. Like, they've got obviously the European Conference League as well next season, along with trying to go far again in the Premier League, and you'd assume domestic cups as well. And so you expect him to be going straight into the first team, whether he's playing in a 3 at the back or partnering Dawson or Zuma. So yeah, I think B. I like it. Over to Arsenal now, and these boys have been busy in the transfer market, haven't they? Firstly, they have signed Fabio Vieira for £34 million. Another move that I like. I just think I'm easily pleased, to be honest, lads. I'm not going to lie. Look, Arsenal needed depth. That was one of the biggest issues they had last year, and Vieira definitely offers that, especially in midfield. Whether he's starting or not is another question. But it's another typical, or recently typical, Arsenal signing. Someone who's young. He's only 22 years old. Not necessarily a 100% proven, but has that potential to be really, really good. I don't know whether he's going to be starting every game. £34 million isn't necessarily breaking the bank. To me now, the 30 to 40 million mark, anything in between that, feels like just like a normal kind of transfer. It's not ridiculously expensive. It's not necessarily cheap, but it's basically what, say, a couple of years ago, 25 million was, in my opinion. I like it. It is a B. It is a B. And I know, there's no move. I feel like it's harsh if I put him in the levels with, Bergwijn, and feel like it's a guy that fixed that issue for Arsenal where they now have depth. He will get a decent amount of minutes. There's 5 substitutes in the Premier League. It's absolutely fine. B. Sven Botman. Wow. I mean, let's just get him straight into A. Let's get him straight into A. It's a fantastic signing. It really, really is a fantastic signing. Now, this is a guy who'd been linked to ridiculous clubs. This is a guy that was being linked and very close to joining the likes of AC Milan, the Serie A winners, and playing in the Champions League. And instead, he's gone to go over to the project that is Newcastle United, obviously playing in the Premier League, which can offer slightly different to obviously playing elsewhere. Now, he's a guy who, for years now, we've been touting as someone that people need to pick up. He's extremely talented. He's extremely good, and also has huge potential. Another left-footed centre-back who's comfortable on the ball, and if this is the way that Newcastle are making their signings, more savvy signings rather than going for the kind of glitz and the glamour of some of the bigger names that people potentially thought they might have done, it's really, really good. It's really, really good. I think he's going to fit into that side fantastically. The fact that they're now going to be lining up with Botman and Guimaraes and the possibility of Moussa Diaby. They were even interested in Alexander Isak, is crazy compared to the squad that was starting the season last year. So yeah, A tier for me, Sven Botman. PSG now, and their signing that they've made this year is Vitor Ferreira, otherwise known as Vitinha, who was part of the Porto side last year that went on to win the Liga NOS. It's an interesting signing, this one, because it's not quite the PSG signing everyone is expecting. Normally people are expecting the big names to be going there. It is a decent amount of money. It's again around, it's 40 million euros, which was his release clause, and which is around 32 million quid. And I feel like it's harsh if I'm then saying that Vieira for Arsenal is a solid signing for that around a fee, it's not, and saying it's not the most expensive. I can't really then go in and class Vitinha as more expensive or worse than that. And so I like it. It's a different kind of transfer, and I think people are taking a big risk now on, not a big risk, but they're taking the risk now on Liga NOS players and bringing them to the leagues. I don't mind it. I don't quite know how he's going to fit into the squad just yet, especially because obviously with the front three of Neymar, Mbappe and Messi, these guys are absolute attack demons and not going to be dropping back to help the defence. At 22 years old as well, he's obviously very, very young. I think the thing for me is he wasn't very successful when he went on loan to Wolves, and Wolves obviously had the option to sign him permanently and didn't take it. So I don't mind it. It's going to go into C though. It's not quite B. It's okay. Another one of our transfers now that haven't been completed just yet, but actually this could be done by the time this video goes live. Kalidou Koulibaly. I like this move. I do like this move. It's maybe a year or two late. Am I going to be biased and put him in A? I don't think it's S tier. I think it's obviously a position that Chelsea needed to get sorted ASAP, or just get someone through the door, and the level of Koulibaly has the potential to be ridiculous. I'm going to put him in A. I don't like the fee being paid isn't astronomical. I think it's a pretty fair fee, especially for a guy that only had obviously a little bit of time left on his contract. The wages are high. The wages are high, and it's actually a different step from what Chelsea have been doing for the past decade now, of any player hitting their 30s is only getting a year or two deal, and he got a 4-year deal, possibly with an option for an extra one as well. But it's a position that Chelsea need to get sorted. This is a guy who is comfortable with either feet, fantastic on the ball. His defensive numbers actually rose last year, and so I like it. I do like it. I feel like it's harsh if I put it into B. But again, it's not an S-tier signing just yet. I think we may have one of those coming up very, very soon. But yeah, I think I'm happy it's been done. I'm happy it's been done, and it's through the door. And I think Chelsea overall just needed to get a defender in, and someone of Koulibaly's level is good, is very good. Whether he's going to be playing in a 3 at the back or a 4 at the back remains to be seen. But yeah, it's done. It's going into A. Call me biased, call me what you want, but it's done. Calvin Phillips now, obviously he has joined Manchester City. I'm going to put this might be an A as well, you know. Like, the actual transfer itself, like, I know you're not looking at it from the player's perspective, you're looking at it from the club's perspective. And for Man City to go and get Calvin Phillips, albeit it is for a decent chunk of change, it probably is an A. It probably is an A. Like, he is someone that every team would have been battling for. Like, he's one that Manchester United would have been desperate for to play DM for them. And for Man City to get him in and kind of rotate with Rodri, you'd assume. I could doubt they're going to be playing at a 2 together. Maybe they will. Don't quite know what Pep's plans are for him just yet. But from a Man City point of view, I think it's a really, really good signing to go out and get him. Obviously, they've got a huge war chest to go and buy whatever player they want, and so the money side of things doesn't really matter to them. And I'm sure he'll enjoy, you know, winning a Premier League or winning a few trophies to add to his collection. He's now entering his prime. You can understand why this move to someone like him is extremely exciting, to go and work under Pep Guardiola and go and play for a team that's going to be battling for the title. And so yeah, I think it is an A. It's definitely an A. We may have our first S here, Gabrielle J Zeus. Now, I really, really like this signing. I'm going to put him in there straight away. Arsenal fans, you cannot moan at me anymore. I really, really like this signing. Arsenal knew exactly what they needed. They needed someone who would fit into this side well and also grow with this side. And I think they found someone perfect in Gabrielle J Zeus, someone who's still young as well, who's only just about entering his prime very soon. He can grow with this Arsenal side that is extremely young. He's someone that's worked with Mikel Arteta. The fee as well, not astronomical. It's a reasonable price. And he obviously wants to get minutes as well. Like, he's got a World Cup coming up. He wants to be considered that main man. And obviously at Man City is very much rotating at times, whether he is playing striker, and obviously with Erling Haaland joining, which again we'll get onto in time, is someone that would have been taking a lot of minutes from him as well. Overall, really, really good deal. I think he's going to be a success at Arsenal, takes them to that next level, will help them for fighting for the top 4 as well. Really good deal, S. Another S here, Raheem Sterling. Welcome, mate. Join the club. Join the club with your ex-teammate. Yeah, I mean, City did just have fantastic players, didn't they? Raheem Sterling, I don't think much has to be said for him. Chelsea needed someone with experience in the Premier League to come in and score goals. And that is what Raheem Sterling does. Chelsea have struggled for a while now of scoring goals. Now, I'm not saying Raheem Sterling is going to come in and score 20 in the Premier League season. I don't think that's going to happen. But they need someone to just hit double figures as well. They need several players to be hitting double figures, and I think Raheem Sterling will be doing that. Whether he's playing through the middle, whether he's playing through the left, whether he's playing through the right, it gives versatility and something that Thomas Tuchel always wants in his players. The experience level I really, really love. Again, only 27 years old. He's been playing in the Premier League for 10 years now. Really good deal, S. And also, like, not that badly priced. I always said if we got him for under 50 million quid, like, it's a really good deal. And Chelsea have. Richarlison. Where are you going to go, buddy? I mean, again, I'm not going to do it from the player's point of view. I'm not going to do it from, like, I've been doing this all the time as the club's point of view. And from the club's point of view, it's probably an A. It is probably an A. Like, it is a lot of money. I know £60 million is a lot of money. And obviously, Daniel Levy this season has decided to back Conte, which is what needed to happen, and go out and get his targets. And realistically, they've got 2 of the best players in the world in Harry Kane and Heung-min Son. Kulusevski was fantastic last season as well. He was running very, very hot. Whether he does that again this season remains to be seen. But they've always said they needed that backup striker. They've had younger and less experienced guys in Vinicius, and it didn't work out. And we say it all the time. People know that Harry Kane will probably pick up an injury at some point, and getting in Richarlison, who's still probably going to play like half the games alongside with mixed with Kulusevski and like shared with the other guys as well, is really, really good. Like 60 million is a lot of money. I do agree, but from the club's point of view, they needed to get in someone that could do this and someone that could share the minutes. And someone that could be that replacement as well, possibly in a few years too, once Harry Kane gets on. I mean, that is probably a while away, if I'm being completely honest. And so, yeah, Richarlison goes into A. You know what? If there was one that was like in the middle here, I'd put it there, in between, like a B+. A B++ is where I'd probably put it. But there isn't, so it's going in A. Rafinha. Oh, Rafinha. One of the longest sagas of this transfer window, Rafinha. Again, from the club's point of view, like they're getting a player who is really, really good. Really, really good. Not necessarily versatile. He's not necessarily versatile. He has to play out on that right wing. Great with his left foot. We've spoken a few times about Rafinha. We've done a number of videos about him going to Barcelona. The money is a lot. The money is a lot. 72 million euros, all up front straight away to Leeds. It's a lot of money for someone that they've then also gone and got Ousmane Dembele on a brand new contract, and who ended the season really well for Barcelona. And again, another player who realistically wants to be playing out on that right wing. Now, is it harsh to be putting Rafinha in B? Like, it is a good signing. It is a good signing. I think there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. But the money is a lot of money. I mean, Barca have essentially sorted out their financial issues at the moment. And so I feel like if I put him in B, I'm going to get a lot of people moaning at me. And so maybe it is an A signing. It is an A signing. Again, from the club's point of view, they've got a good player, a great player who's probably going to be very successful for them in La Liga. And so, yeah, he's going in A. Again, another like B+ kind of player, but there's not there, so he's going in A. Erling Haaland now. Let's just get him an S. Let's just get him an S. It's done. Like it's done. Yeah, they needed a striker. They've got one of the world's best up-and-coming strikers, already one of the best strikers in the world. He'll be very, very successful. I'm not going to waste time. S. Darwin Nunes now. Darwin Nunes is an interesting one, you know, because he has the potential to become an S one day. It's a lot of money at the moment, so I don't know whether he can quite go in A just yet. He also missed a few chances in that friendly against United. I'm going to put him in B for now, just while I chat, because it's allowed Sadio Mane, obviously, to go on and leave. He can go on to replace them. It is a lot of money. It is a lot of money, and it was the first kind of unlike Liverpool move we've seen in a while, where they've gone and spent for a player like this. But at the same time, if Liverpool are willing to spend this kind of money on him, you would like to believe that they absolutely have seen something which shows he's going to be a superstar. I'm just comparing to the players that I've put in A, and then the players I've put in B, and he probably does suit being in A. Look, if I'm putting Richarlison in A, I'm putting Darwin Nunes in A. So yes, Darwin Nunes, you are an A. Romelu Lukaku. Now, I know he hasn't officially moved in a permanent transfer, but it felt like he's a big enough name to be speaking about, and he's going in D. He's going in D. He's going in D. Don't get me wrong. I actually think it's, from Inter Milan point of view, fantastic. Like, it's really good. I guess you've got him in for a pittance. You've made lots of money, and he's back, and he'll probably be very good with Inter Milan. He suits the league. I have no doubt about it. If he is hitting 22 goals next season for Inter Milan, I would not be shocked. But he's going in D. I don't need to explain why he's going in D. You all know why he's going in D. He's in D. Tchouaméni. Now, Tchouaméni had the potential to be an S-tier signing. Obviously, with the ridiculous potential that he has and the fantastic player that he is, he could have been an S-tier signing. But when we first spoke about Tchouaméni, he was meant to be 50 million quid. He is now shot up to nearly 100. So I think that puts a lot more pressure on him. I think it probably is an A signing anyway. So he's going in A. I've now got a little bit conscious about how long I've been speaking for, and I feel like this video is going above 20 minutes. Our last, but certainly not least player, is another one who hasn't yet been confirmed, but very, very close. It's Zinchenko from Man City to Arsenal. Just sending players back in, well, not back and forth, really just to Arsenal at the moment. I like the move. I like the move. He covers a lot of areas for Arsenal. They've obviously been looking for a guy who can play midfield and left back if needed, obviously with Tierney's injuries. I like it. I like the move. I think it's a really good amount of money as well. Like it's not really expensive. It covers both areas. I think he's probably going to be wanting to play in midfield. Does it going A? Yeah, why not? I like Zinchenko as well. I think he's a good player. He's going in A. I like the move. But that is it. That is my tier list. Let me know what you guys think of my tier list. Do you think it's too high, some of the players? Do you think I should have had a few more down below? Do you think I've been too harsh on some of them? We're not going to mention Lukaku. He's staying there. No matter what you say. He's staying in D. But yes, please let me know in the comments below. Do your own as well and send them to us on Twitter. And yeah, let me know down below what other ones you would have put, and maybe if some new transfers are happening or some of the rumours are happening, where you'd put them as well in that list. That has been We Talk. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you want to check out more Football Daily content, then click on screen right now. And as always, guys, don't forget to like the video if you've enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you soon. Bye.